Today, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about stick baits, or Sankos, or Stickos, or whatever you may know them as. Some call them a tube bait. All depends, I guess, from where you're from and the brand. So what we're going to do is talk about one of my favorite things is using this as a topwater. As you can see here, I've got about 1 foot to an 18-inch leader on a swivel. And then, of course, we got it rigged up fairly weedless. And what the swivel does with the leader, it allows you to fish this thing, couple twitches. It'll allow this bait to spin, move, whatever, and operate freely on the water. And of course, when you're dancing it, just a twitch here, a twitch there, it sits on top of the water or 1 to 2 inches below the water. It will slowly just do these cool little wiggles here and there. I mean, it is really neat action in the water. Throw it weightless, and you can throw it into some cover. You know, with the fairly weedless rig, you know, you don't get hung up too much. And of course, when the bass strike it and they can't hardly refuse it, it's more of a topwater action, and it is neat. I like to throw it on about 12-pound to 14-pound monofilament, and I choose monofilament because monofilament floats as opposed to fluorocarbon sinks. So mono floats, which will help give this bait a little better action on the water. So for the purpose of showing you how to rig this up, I'm going to use a lot bigger hook and a lot bigger line. Bear with me, I have big hands, it's a big hook, and the mono that we're going to use is about 25-pound test mono for the video, high visibility, and it doesn't want to move very well. But 12-pound test line mono works really good. That's what I prefer to use, but for the sake of the video, we're using big stuff so you can see better. So first, we'll go ahead and rig up our swivel. We're pretending that we're taking this line straight off your fishing pole. Open your bail, pull you out some line. Start with the swivel. So come through your eyelet. We're doing a uni knot or a universal knot. Give yourself plenty of slack here. Bring it back. Make a loop. Come down and hold into your loop. Bring your tag end back. Now instead of going through or around, we're coming in. Pull your swivel out, and we're actually just going to make a couple passes. See here? Got it? We're going over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you give yourself a little more line than that. And 6. Okay, so go ahead and pull your knot down a little bit. Grab your swivel, start to pull it out. And once your knot starts to take shape, like that guy there, go ahead and lubricate your line. We're getting our lubrication in the form of this bowl of water. Lubricate your knot. Makes all the difference. So now, grab your tag end, pull your knot a little tighter to where it looks decent. Now hold your swivel and your actual line end and start cinching it down towards your swivel. Tag end up. Pull, get close, grab your tag end again, cinch down your knot a little closer, and then let your actual line do the rest of the work. Pull it out, cinch that down, give it a tug, give that a tug. That's a pretty good knot. That's a universal knot. Clean off a little bit of your tag end. Leave yourself some line in case this slips a little. It shouldn't, but in case it does, it doesn't come undone. Okay? So now we need to tie our hook. So feed out some line. Remember, you got your swivel on that end. Feed out some line. Leave yourself plenty of room. I'd say about 1.5 feet. Wouldn't hurt. You can always trim the excess off. Cut it. And now you just cut everything you just tied off into a loose piece, which is okay because we'll tie it back at the other end of the swivel after we tie the hook. So get rid of your line from the fishing pole. Move your swivel out of the way. And now we're going to tie our hook. So have your hook facing up. And reach down in, come through the top. There's the point, there's your eyelet, come through the top, not the bottom, through the top. This will help you with your hook set. Give yourself plenty of line out, taking up a lot of that extra line that you gave yourself. Take plenty out for your knot. Bring it back around. Make yourself a loop here. See there? See you got that loop? You're pinching. So now we want to start spinning around that eyelet 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cinch them up close. 5, 6, 7. See how nice and close they are? Now take your line, kind of hold this with your finger, take your tag end and run it back through this big loop here. See there? See how that looks? Now, go ahead and lubricate your line. Hold it all together. It's going to want to walk on you, that's okay. Lubricate it. Start to pull all this together. And it'll all come together, trust me. So pull it up. See how it's coming together? Give this a little tug, get rid of some of that slack. See how it pulled that other loop up? Now pull it back, hold onto your hook, give it a good cinch. Then maybe put this in your mouth, bite it with your teeth, or if you can pull on it really tight, tighten that real quick. And there you go. That will help you on your hook sets. Clip off your excess. What happens is when you rig it this way for like finesse fishing, worming, whatever, instead of just having a straight end that pulls straight out, when you tug on this, it pulls a lot more tension here, which leans that hook forward, which goes into the top of the lip or in the mouth a lot easier rather than straight out, up and in. So it's a lot nicer. So now you would take this end and tie it back to your fishing line that's connected to your pole. Then you have a nice leader. 1 foot to 18 inches is perfect. 12-pound test. That's what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and rig up a Sanko, or a stick, or a tube, or a Sticko. Got these from Eposeidon.com. You should check those guys out. Pretty good guys over there. Great prices too. So we want to use this end, the more flatter end, as opposed to the tapered end. So we're going to start by running the hook down in here. Give yourself, you got about that much of an eye to go on. Make sure you slide the hook in about that much, or maybe a little greater. See there? Because you're going to hide that eyelet with it. Run it up. Now granted, this is a lot easier with a smaller line, the 12-pound or 14-pound that you choose to use. So this is actually going to kind of tear up this worm, but it's just for the sake of the video, for rigging purposes. So run that guy up, and as you can see, it really doesn't want to hide in there. But there we go. We got it in. Now, lay your hook pretty flat, and you can see where it wants to sit. Pinch there. Bring your hook back. Run it in, and let it sit naturally. Bring it back down as close as you can, and that is fairly weedless. A lot of people like to rig it to where the point is stuck in just a little bit, like this, which is just fine. But a lot of times you're going to find that it won't dance as nice, or it's going to come loose anyways. So like this is pretty good. You can still throw it in decent cover because you only have a little bit hanging out there and it won't get caught up. Now as you can see, with a different style, a little bit different style hook, it actually holds in a little better. The normal way of rigging it. We're just using a really big hook that doesn't have the more aggressive turn. So anyhow, so rig it like that. You're going to dance this thing on the water weightless. And it actually casts pretty good. But remember, the heavier line you use, the less it's going to want to cast. The less action it'll have. Go with monofilament. It floats. It will help this bait perform 10 times better. Give it a try. Here pretty soon, I'll have a video of exactly how this thing dances in the water. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the water.